See, if you are listening and you want to practice this approach or you have this approach, I would recommend that you speak to a lawyer or a professional, because there have been cases where, and this I've heard from a lot of women, they stayed at home to take care of the children. The man worked, the man built houses, made properties, and at the end of it all, they were trying to prove in court that it was all their money and the woman did not sort of give anything. Hello, how are you doing? I hope you're well. Welcome back, welcome back. I'm so excited to be here to talk about this topic. If you are new here, please subscribe, support the channel. I love doing these videos, I love sharing, and so I'm going to be here. So please come join the sisterhood, come join the queendom, and share if this is valuable for you. Please share and support the channel, like and comment. So what are we talking about today? We are talking about 5 different financial structures you can have in a marriage. Yes, let's talk about finances, because I get a lot of people asking me, what do you think about joint accounts? What do you think about a woman's role in finances and all? I have a formula. I always say that there's no one formula for marriage. And so I cannot just say that this is the right thing to do. You need to do this. This is what you have to do. Because I don't know the circumstances. I've not heard your story. And so maybe if I sit down with you and I hear your story, I'll be able to say this will work for you. And so today I'm going to just share 5. And so look at those 5 and see which one you would like, or based on your circumstances, which one would work for you and your partner. Are we good? Are we good? So let's go in. The first approach I would like to share is the roommate approach to finance. If you've ever had a roommate before, you know how roommates behave. And so you do your own thing, they do their own thing, and then you all pay the rent. So at the end of the month, if you have a place that maybe is $1,000, your roommate will bring 500, and you also bring 500, and you just pay for the suite or the apartment that you share. Your roommate will buy their own stuff, and you also buy your own stuff. And so that is the roommate approach, where partners in the marriage live like roommates, and so their finances are like roommates. So we live together, but when it comes to rent, we will divide it into 2. You pay your rent, you buy your own food, you buy your own clothes. Everyone do their own thing, but you are doing things together as partners. We are together, but you have the roommate approach. And so look at your own circumstances and see if the roommate approach will work for you. With a roommate approach, obviously, you would have separate accounts. And so there's no joint account anywhere, because everyone is living their life and enjoying their best life. So that is the roommate approach. Next approach is the one person takes all. In this approach, one person takes care of all the finances. And so usually if it's the man that has a great job, then the woman becomes the housewife, and then the man takes care of all the house expenses, the utilities, the mortgage, everything finances, everything you need money to do in the house, the man takes care of it and the woman stays at home. And I've seen families where the wife is the breadwinner, so the wife takes care of everything financially, and the man stays at home and the man takes care of the kids. So in this formula, it's the one person takes all approach. With this approach, everyone may have separate accounts, and they may have a joint account, or they may just be a joint account, because the man will just make the money, and if the woman needs to go to the market or whatever it is that they need to do, or the woman makes all the money. So it could be one joint account, or they could have separate accounts. See, if you are listening and you want to practice this approach, or you have this approach, I would recommend that you speak to a lawyer or a professional, because there have been cases where, and this I've heard from a lot of women, they stayed at home to take care of the children. The man worked, the man built houses, made properties, and at the end of it all, they were trying to prove in court that it was all their money and the woman did not sort of give anything. I've heard lawyers supporting women who found themselves in this situations because they stayed home and although the labor of taking care of their children were not quantified, they did that. So I think there's something around you need to sign that the man is going to do the work. I am going to stay home and take care of the children, because see, childcare is very expensive. It's not cheap. Having someone to take care of your children whilst you go to work. And so if the man wants to give all the money, then the woman needs to make sure that they are not going to be left in the dark after taking care of the children. So you probably have heard cases where people sign and say, okay, I'm going to do the finances, she's going to stay at home, or else let me go find something to do. You do the finances, I do the finances as well. So we all have money. And so that approach, if you are in that approach now, or if you're thinking of that approach, please speak with a professional, speak with a lawyer, and get some guidance around there, just in case. Because, well, as I said in my previous video, not all marriages are meant to last. And so if it doesn't work out, you don't just go out with nothing. I would also, in this vein, say that I do not really believe in the one person takes it all, but life happens and circumstances will happen, and sometimes it will get there where the one person might take it all because one person has lost their job and all that, and that is great. But every single time, to avoid financial abuse, it's better that every partner has something going on so that they can have some sort of money and they are not dependent on their partner so much that when there is abuse they can't leave. If you speak with a lot of people that are not able to leave abuse, one of the reasons that usually come up is because they have nothing to do and they are financially dependent on their partner, so they are not able to move. And so although this is an approach, you need to also think through it really well and see that if this is the best one for you. So yeah, that is the second approach. The third approach is divide and share. And so with divide and share, the woman can say, okay, you, the man, you pay the mortgage or the rent, you take care of the school fees, and I will take care of the food, and I will take care of utilities. So you divide things and share. With this, mostly everyone have their separate account, and so when rent is due, the man will pay the rent. When school fees is due, the man will pay their school fees, and when there's supposed to be food in the house, the woman will take care of the food. So depending on whatever you and your partner agrees on, you will divide and share. It's working for a lot of people. But the down part or the con of this is if you live in this part of the world where you don't really pay school fees unless your children are going to private schools, the food bill adds up. Grocery, it's expensive, and so before you realize that, depending on where you live and the rent and all, rent and groceries are the same. The divide and it becomes the same. And so that's another approach that people do as well. So see if this could be something that you're looking into. See if this is something that can help you, dividing the different financial aspects and somebody taking it. Number 4 is the equality approach. So with the equality approach, you know what you do every month. You know that you have to pay the rent or mortgage, you have to pay utilities, you have to buy groceries, you have to pay for car, whatever it is. You list it, you list the prices, you bring it together. Let's say that everything you spend in a month is $3,000. So rents, utilities, everything is $3,000. So you divide it by 2. One person brings 1,500, the other person brings 1,500. You add it together and you make sure that everything in the house is catered for. So that is the equality approach. So everyone, it's equal in that sense. Everyone is financial. You know that in your finances, everyone has the same. So it's not just this person is doing everything and this person is doing these things. We all have a say in that. And then when there is something extra, so there is something that is not budgeted for and you need to do it, you can decide, okay, this one, you do this month, the next month I will do this. Or you can just bring money and divide it. So you have to go see a friend who has had a baby and you want to give $100, you divide it, everyone will bring 50-50. So it's a very equality approach. We share together. So the downside of this is if one partner makes so much more, then they will be able to save more than the other partner. So let's just say $3,000 for the month expenses. One partner makes $3,000, another partner makes $2,000. So together you make $5,000. if the person that makes 3,000 bring 1,500, they have 1,500 that they're saving. And if the person that makes 2,000 brings 1,500, they just have 500 that they would have to save, and they would have to buy you clothes and other things that they need from it. And so it doesn't benefit people that are not making a lot of money with the equality approach. It would be nice if you all make the same kind of money then you do the equality approach. But if someone makes more than the other person, then it's not fair to the person that is not making much because of that. But if still that works for you, of course, do that. So if you like the equality approach, but it doesn't really work for you because maybe you want your partner to save because you make more than them, or your partner makes more than you, then we are going into the fifth approach, which is the equity approach. So with the equity approach, it's the same basis as the equality approach, where you still list up the things that you do every month and you still have 3,000. This time, you are not going to share it equally. You are going to share it based on who makes the most. And so if the partner that makes the most bring more percentage to the fold. So still using the $3,000 a month as expenses, and still using the fact that one person makes 3,000, one person makes 2,000. In this sense, you're not going to share it equally. So who makes the most? So the person that makes the most might want to bring more, so probably bring 2,000. And the person that makes $2,000 will bring 1,000. You still have 3,000, but everyone has more money to save or equal money at the end. So it's more an equity approach. Or the person that makes 3,000 will say, instead of me bringing 1,500, I'll bring 1,800, but they are bringing a higher percentage of their income. This would only work. This approach will work if both partners are very transparent with the amount of money that each person makes. So you know for a fact that this is how much my partner makes. Then you would know that, okay, let's use the equity approach and bring this. With this, you still have enough money left to be able to, if you have to give money to your family back at home, it's not coming from the joint account. So not mentioned, but with the equality approach, usually most people have their separate accounts and they have a joint account where they put their money in, and then the bank or whatever takes it out. Even sometimes with the list that you make, you can add miscellaneous and you can add developmental plan or developmental project, so that if you are building, it's still equal, but you are taking part of the developmental project money to in the building that you are doing, or if you are making investments elsewhere. So it's all in that list. In the equity approach, it's also, you can have separate accounts and have a joint account, same as the equality approach. When you're making the list, what I want you to remember is when you make the list, you need to add miscellaneous, you need to add developmental or investment, so that if you have more money and you can add that, it would be nice to have that put all in the joint account, and when everything is taken out for the expenses, you still have money to be able to invest or do other things. But then with the equity approach, people still get enough money at the end to be able to help their family and do their own personal things without really having to negotiate and say, okay, I need money to do this, I need money to do that. So these are the different 5 financial approaches that usually marriages use or can help you in your relationship. As a caveat, one size does not fit all here too. And so life happens. This would evolve. There could be a time where you are currently doing the equity approach and one person loses their job. It will tend quickly to the one person takes it all, or one person takes all approach. And sometimes you are in the equity approach and something happens, you have to move back to the equality approach. So you do not have to stay at one place for the longest time. You really have to keep assessing yourself, reevaluating your finances, and then see which one would work best for you at every point in time. If you feel like something is not fair and you have a great relationship, you can communicate with your partner. You need to go back to the table and say, see, I think that we need to do it this way. People could have a mixture of both if that will work as well. As I mentioned, I'm not going to sit here and recommend one for you. Choose what will help you and choose what would work for you. Probably what is working for me might not work for you. And as I said, it's very fluid and it changes based on how life treats you. As I sit here, if I get that one person takes all, so far as she will give me an allowance, and we have signed, I will take it too. So far as I can still work, I will take it too. So yes, there you have it. I would encourage everyone to find something doing so that there is no financial abuse. People don't know that there's financial abuse. Yes, there's financial abuse. There are people that they don't work, and so they have to depend on one partner for everything, and they can hold money against you as a punishment. Okay, I'll not buy this for you. I'll not give this money to you. I'll not do this for you because you did that, said that. And even when they are abused physically, emotionally, verbally, and they want to leave, they can't because they don't have any money to rent a place, to do anything. And so it would be really nice to have something doing so that you're not dependent on someone. And even if you are doing the one person takes all, see if they can pay you something, an allowance, a little bit of money to put somewhere, or save from the money that you are given so that you have money on your own for rainy days. Yeah, for rainy days. For rainy days. And so I don't know what you think. What do you think? Do you think this is valuable? If you do, please share so that other people would also be able to see this and learn from it and get educated about this. Until next time, know that you are enough, know that you matter, know that nothing, absolutely nothing lasts forever. Every day has 24 hours, and this will make sense. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.